This is E8, day 1, and we're learning when to use AI for the long A sound. So you'll see in these words that we've used the AI in the middle of a word. We'd never use AI on the end of a word because English words cannot ever end with an I. So we can only use the AI in the middle of a word. Okay, let's see if we can read these words. So I've got rain, pain, male, rail, sail, tail, hail, jail, whale, wait. Now let's go through and see if we can work out what these words mean. So sometimes if it's winter, you might get lots of clouds in the sky and all of a sudden water starts falling from the clouds. We call that rain. If you get a really sharp ache in your tummy or in your leg or your arm or anywhere, we say it's a pain, it hurts. It's when something hurts a lot. Mail is when we get letters or mail in our letterbox, and now we can also get an email on our computers. Rail is like the pieces of iron that go on the ground for a railway track, and also when you're going upstairs they have a rail along the staircase for you to hold on to in case you might fall. Sail is where you put up a sail on a boat and it helps you to move through the water. The wind catches the sail and it blows the boat along. A tail, a lot of animals have a tail. That's quite a cute dog who's wagging its tail. Hail is when the clouds, rather than dropping rain, the rain turns into little icicles and it drops little icicles to the ground. Sometimes they can get quite big too. Jail is if you do something wrong and the judge says that you have to go to jail for a while, you have to stay inside the jail until your sentence is up. So that's the man behind the rails in a jail. Wail is like a loud cry out loud. So you might hear a cat wailing at night time, or a baby might wail a lot if it's hungry. It means it's crying out loud. Wait means where you have to just stop for a minute or a period and just until something happens. So if someone asks you to wait, you would just have to stop and do exactly that. Wait until you can continue on. Right, let's go through and read these words, sound them, spell them 3 times, cover them and write them 3 times. Got your little cover card. So we're going rain, 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 R-A-I-N, 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 and you cover it and write it 3 times. You can do the rest of those on your own. And don't forget that after a long vowel sound, we only use one L. That's why a lot of these words only have one L on the end of them. Long vowel sound, one L for the all. This is E8 day 2, and we're revising the long A sound. Can be made with the letters AI. So we use AI in the middle of a word. You can see I've highlighted it in the middle of all of these words. We never use AI on the end of a word. So let's read the words. We've got rain, rain, pain, mail, mail, rail, sail, tail, hail, jail, whale, wait. Let's read them, sound them, spell them and write them. So we're going to go rain, R-A-N, R-A-I-N. You need to cover it and then write it. You can do each of those on your own. Then down here, all you have to do is to fill Finish the word and match to the picture. So the sound we're putting in today is the AI for the A sound. And then there isn't a picture for everyone, but if there is, there's 5 pictures for 5 of the words. So you have to draw a line from the word to the picture that represents that word. Fill in the gaps with the correct word. Now this could be tricky because we've got sail and sail. They sound the same but they're spelt differently. So we know that S-A-I-L is a sail, like when you sail on a boat. S-A-L-E is when there's a sale at the shops. Pain is when you're hurting, when something really hurts, you have pain. It's P-A-I-N. The other pain, P-A-N-E, is like a pane of glass on a window. Mail, the first mail is M-A-I-L, mail. That's when you get letters or messages sent to you. M-A-L-E, male, means a male, a boy or a man. Tail, T-A-I-L, tail. It's like the tail on an animal. A dog might wag its tail. The other tail, T-A-L-E, is a story tale, a tale that you might tell someone. So sometimes we have words that sound the same but are spelt differently, so we don't get mixed up when we're reading a book and we know what the author is trying to write, the message that they're trying to give us. And when we're writing, we have to use the right representation of a word so that the reader can understand what we've written. So let's see what we're going to fill in this one with. He can a boat. He can sail a boat. It'd be the S-A-I-L one. Gran has a in her arm. Gran has a pain in her arm. It'd be P-A-I-N. So when you've used them, you can cross them off so that you know that you've used those words. You can finish the rest of those on your own. This is E8 Day 3 and we're revising the long A sound. We're using AI for the long A sound in these words because it's in the middle of all these words. So let's read the words and colour in the sound as we go. So remember we're colouring the AI. R-A-N, P-A-N, M-A-L, R-A-L, rail, S-A-L, sail, T-A-L, tail, P-A-L, hail, J-A-L, jail, W-A-L, whale, W-A-T, wait. So now let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word and write it. Off we go. We're going to go R-A-N, rain, R-A-I-N, cover it, and write it. You can finish the rest of those on your own. Down here we're doing verb families. So the first thing you have to do is work out what the base word is that all these longer words come from. So the base word for rains would be rain. Male's already done for you. Have a look along. What's this one? Oh, sailed. The base word would be sail. Waiting. The base word would be wait. Here you've got to add S to all those base words. So you're going to have rains, males, sails, waits. Here we're going to add in to all those verbs. So we're going to have raining, mailing, sailing, waiting. Here you're going to add ed to all those words to make them past tense. So we're going to have rained, mailed, sailed, waited. So remember, ed at the end of a word can make a ed sound and it can make a d sound. But you have to know to write ed. So these are all verbs. Now we've got some nouns. Rail is a noun and jail is a noun. It's a thing or a place. So plurals, if we have one, we say a rail, but if we want to form them into a plural, it means we're going to have lots of them. So to make rail into a plural, we'd have to add an S to the end of it. So we'd have a rail, many rails, a jail, 2 jails. If you hear S at the end of a word, you just add S. combined with a list word. These are compound words, we call them, where we join two small words together to make one word. So we could have hailstone, something gate, something boat, something storm, something box, something house. You'll have to work out what those ones are. Then down here, we're adding to a word. So we're going to add E, the Y for the E sound, to the word rain to make the word rainy. So you just have to write the word rain, E there, and then you've got to write it in a sentence, something like, it will be a rainy day today. Painful, my arm is painful. Sailor, a sailor goes on a boat, on a big ship. You can finish that all on your own. This is E8, day 4, and we're sorting the words into two groups. We've got the AI for the long A sound, and we only use AI in the middle of words, and AY for the long A sound, and we only use AY at the end of words. So the first thing you have to do is fill in these missing letters at the top. So I've got R, A, N. If it's in the middle of a word, you know it's going to be AI. If it's on the end of a word, you know it's going to be AY. And then you have to write them under the correct whale's tail. So let's see, we've got rain to go here, and we've got day to go there. You can fill in the rest of those and put them in the right spaces. Down here you have to finish the story with the missing AI or AY for the long A sound. The rain helped the plants to grow. So you know if it's in the middle of a word, it's going to be AI. You know if it's at the end of a word, you're going to be AY. It's going to be AY. You can finish that on your own.